Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Mix. I'm one of your co-hosts, Michael James Newells.
I'm Stefan.
I'm Ade.
All right, guys, I have a question. So what do you think of Hollywood overnight celebrities? Overnight superstars, overnight
Give me an example.
A-listers. Let's go with, I think, the biggest one that everyone talks about. Let's go with Kim Kardashian.
I nearly
think
fainted.
I think it's absolutely wonderful.
I did
that
too.
bitch can buy E-Class and not have to
I
work a
did
day in her
too.
life. I'm saving up for mine currently. So I think it's wonderful.
So what do you?
Instant
So
star.
why do you feel like she's famous for nothing?
I actually am a fan of Kim.
Oh, okay.
But I will say, with that, I think she's a beautiful woman, a
Okay.
great businesswoman, great designer, everything that she's done. But in
Would
the same
you say
sense,
she looked just like me?
I
Girl,
thought
just like her.
I thought you were her when you said
Wait till y'all see my 36 inch. You gonna be like, what?
Is it
no,
most recent? Is it blonde?
Just
It's
just
black.
It's
overall,
just black,
I
it's
think
jet
that
black.
she's done well for herself, but at the same time, her name was carried over from her sex tape. I mean, that's just what I think.
Okay.
Not looking back at her dad and what her dad has done for, entertainment and
Okay.
everything that he's been a part of. Just looking at her specifically, her overnight celebrity came at a point.
It did.
After the sex
It
tape.
did.
That it is what it is.
I didn't, but I think we are the blame of that. I think we feed so much into people's sex tapes, people's scandals. We live for a sickening scandal. And in my opinion, she did everything right. She did everything a businesswoman should have done. She knew she didn't really have a talent to get her on the market. And whether the tape was leaked or the tape was purposely put out, she took something negative and turned it into positive. My biggest issue was people not being able to let it go. You get what I'm saying? Because we all have a past. We all have skeletons in our closet. And the fact that people can't let go of her sex tape lets you know they have nothing else to hinder her too. You get what I'm saying?
No, I completely-
But
I
her
agree.
past. I mean, because if you pay attention to what she's done, she's remarkable. She has opened up the door to her entire family. They have
I hate
a billion.
to be that guy, but it is because of her dad that we know that name Kardashian to be a household name. So
Correct.
It isn't like that she came out of nowhere. It's because of her dad. Her dad was a famous lawyer,
Yep.
and that's why we know that name.
I agree with you on that point. I agree with you with what you're saying, but we're talking about her, not her dad. Let's just not.
But
let's
that's
include the
why
last
we're
name.
talking about
Okay,
her.
but let's
It's
include the
because of
last.
her dad.
No, it's not. It's because of the sex tape. With her, the sex tape.
Well, that's
she.
It
she
depends on
initially
it depends on what form you're coming from.
Most
I know the
people-
Kardashian name because of her dad.
Right.
You might know her because of her sex tape. You might know her because she was a stylist.
Uh-huh.
It just depends on what background you're coming from.
Overall, and I agree with what you're saying, but I think overall, once that sex tape came out, that's when people were able to backtrack and say, who is this girl? Oh, she was the daughter of Robert Kardashian. Oh, she was a socialite and one of Paris Hilton's best friends. From there, most people were not talking about her in the public. She wasn't a celebrity. She
Correct.
didn't become a celebrity until after the sex tape came
Okay.
out. I'm not saying people didn't know her. I'm saying she didn't
I
get that
personally
overnight celebrity
never
until
seen
that
the
sex
sex
tape
tape.
came out. People were talking about it. People were able to backtrack, dig into
Well,
her history,
personally, if
and
you
then move
ask
forward.
me, I'm gonna release a sex tape, so I can create.
Yeah.
Hopefully, my name have some substantial standing in the community to carry over. But
I ain't gonna be on no shower ride.
Right,
either.
to
I'm gonna
conclude
be on
with
the kitchen
Kim,
sink.
right, I love,
sink.
right, so I mean, that kind of brings us back to
Hashtag
Mimi then.
kitchen sink.
Prior to her sex tape, she had, what's the show? I'm not,
Love and Hip Hop.
Love and Hip Hop. Mimi.
Fast.
Oh, okay. I've recently heard of her.
Yeah. Her sex tape, I kind of think I feel like everybody's starting to start this trend with sex tapes, and because the scandal
started with Paris
sells,
Hilton.
you get what I'm saying? You get the people talking about you. So then I kind of feel like that was a scandal. I feel like if you notice, we all know things are pre-recorded. Just as now, things are pre-recorded. How is it as soon as the tape is leaked, they're talking about it on the show and it being leaked?
No, absolutely.
It hadn't leaked prior to the show. It leaked literally moments before the show aired. Its first airing.
I think
it's a
leaked
scandal.
before, and then they were talking about it during the taping. They were talking about it during production, but it had leaked before.
Do you think so?
I think so.
I hadn't learned of this Mimi sex tape until like maybe.
The knowledge of for us, it was when we learned about it, but for them, they knew about it before production.
I think just looking at specifics like sex tapes that obviously are overnight sensations and overnight huge topics for these people. I think if you look back at them and if you see that a sex tape was made when someone was 18 years old, before they were even a name in this business, like, you can be like, okay, they were a child, they were young, they made a mistake. But if you have some type of name in entertainment, if you have some type of name, period, and you know if I make this tape, there's a good chance it's gonna get out, there's a good chance it's gonna be leaked, there's a good chance someone else is gonna see this, then you know what you're doing.
Right.
Clearly, it's for show. Clearly,
I have a
it's
question.
to help boost who you are as a person.
Have you guys ever made a sex tape?
I have.
I have not.
I still have them.
I choose not to answer.
I still have them. But even going forward, I think the sex tapes, all sex tapes, them being leaked, I think if it's not with a monogamous partner, the chances of it being leaked is at a sky-time high. And I kind of feel like people that record them and do them with, any and everybody, they do it with a purpose behind it. They do it with a meaning, because it's always going to be the ones that are not in the shit. Like, have we ever seen a sex tape of Beyonce and Jay-Z? Have we ever seen a sex tape? And, these are things that couples do. It's kind of like people are putting themselves in these situations thinking that they're going to have the same outcome. But even to go forward, everybody's talking about Jeremy Meeks. It's Meeks, right? Jeremy Meeks. And
I have no idea who that person is. Who is that?
The name is sounding familiar, but I'm not exactly sure.
So he is this Facebook sensation. So basically, he's basically a Facebook sensation.
This guy.
Very, very handsome, gorgeous yellow skin. We all love a red bone, green eyes. The felon. So basically, he was uploaded to the Facebook, to the police department Facebook page, and from there, his picture had went viral of women just complimenting his good looks. From over 24,000 comments and X amount of likes. He had blew up really, really fast, and he had just started off of the local police department posting his picture. As a convict, as a felon, and he blew up overnight. And to what's been known to me, he now has a modeling contract.
He does. That was announced.
And I'm in agreement with it.
In agreement with what?
I am in agreement.
I just say, okay, sometimes social media is too much for me. I'm old school. You gotta do what you do to get what you work.
No, absolutely.
And I have to think of if ladies are so desperate to be after a felon. He fine. Don't get me wrong. He fine as all get out. I mean, if he walked in this room, I'll be like, "Hey, Jeremy." But to that, I would say he's a felon. You have to look at that and does the felon outweigh the fine?
But with that said, I think
do the felon outweigh the fine?
Good point. I think with that being said, in regards to both of what you're saying, because I kind of feel like you're both on two different sides.
Yeah.
I would say I would lean more towards this side for the simple fact that, it wasn't his plan to go to jail and get a modeling contract. Like,
Correct.
You can't blame him for that.
Correct.
I feel like clearly so many people have to be like desperate for attention to kind of do
But
what they do in a sense.
I do applaud him for that. I'm not a hater.
It's not on.
Obviously, you two are two people that before the show you really didn't know anything about Jeremy Meeks, and you'll also know that he hadn't known that his picture was
absolutely not.
His wife informed him that it had went viral.
And she's upset about it.
But my thing about it is you cannot take away the fact that he's a felon from what this man could potentially be.
No, it's a matter of respect.
It definitely is. But you have to look at it in a more realistic point of view. We're all of culture. We're all African American. We all have a father, an uncle, someone who has been to jail and been convicted of a crime.
Absolutely.
We've all seen things transpire from who they were to who they are now.
I don't judge him for being a felon. I don't respect what has come from him being a felon. Right. I think there are so many people who are talented in this business who work hard every day.
Correct.
Who go to auditions, who put in the time, who put in the effort. It wasn't his fault that his photo got leaked and now he's an overnight sensation.
Correct.
I understand that comes with territory, just like him with their sex tape. I just don't respect how it was done. That's it. It has nothing to do with him being a felon.
How was it done? Because you say how it was done as if it was done on purpose.
His photo was posted. Okay. He is now an overnight sensation.
Correct.
Now the point is, you look at this and say, he's a felon.
Right.
Which people are still talking about. Okay. It's just a matter of, we're talking about overnight celebrity. Right. We're talking about overnight celebrity. So in regards to how he became an overnight celebrity, I do not respect. I don't blame him for it. I just don't respect.
So who really is to blame? Because you have to remember, we all use social network. Is social networking to blame, or are the women to blame?
Absolutely.
I mean, my biggest thing is
It's a part of it.
I think me personally, me being in the predicament that I am with my shoes, regardless of who you are, I believe in second chances and new opportunities. I do believe in that. And with that being said, if this man fits and caters to my brand, and I want to be a lending hand, I want to remove this picture of these tattoos that's giving you the stereotype to be a convict and a felon. Why am I wrong for that? Why am I wrong because
we here at the Mix, we want to applaud Jeremy's newfound celebrity. However, we're just giving our opinion
Correct.
of the subject matter.
You know, I'm all for the situation. I mean, because, you know, I think as we learn more of the company that invested into him in this modeling contract, there's going to be more to the story. Maybe they saw what someone else didn't. This could be an opening door to possibilities. He already has a wife. This can be a life-changing event. And me personally, I think people are so quick to to look at it in a negative connotation opposed to shedding light on the situation. We never know if this was God's plan from the beginning. We never know if he was put in prison so his picture can be spread around and his face can be seen. We don't know the plan. All we're looking at is the fact that his picture was posted, women went crazy, and it seems as though that the majority of the people that's causing the chaos are men. So my question to be, is it out of jealousy? Is it out of envious? Because I follow tons of gorgeous, good-looking models. But if they are not catering or they are not what a modeling agency is looking for, you cannot put them in a racket and say, well, there's all these people. Okay,
I work in entertainment. I'm an actor and I'm a model. I have respect for other talented people, other actors, other models. Me being a male, I think many males kind of have the same point of view. Same thing we can go back to Kim. It's not that you dislike them as a person.
Okay.
It's just how things are done. You don't have to. You
guys,
can like people
we
and not
said a lot
respect
about
their hustle. You don't have to
Jeremy,
respect everything.
And
So-
I just want to say something because you guys have said a lot. I just wanted to say a man that does not work doesn't eat. He
Correct.
is in a space now that he is able to provide for his family
Correct.
now. So I'm not gonna knock him for that.
I think he was providing for them
I don't
ahead of
know.
time too.
I didn't know
just
who he
illegally.
was.
But now he's doing it the right way. And this could
now
be a
maybe
deliverance.
he can buy his E-Class and don't have to work as hard as I'm working.
Well,
So I'm not mad at him for that.
you know, good luck to him. Well, let's just see what happens. Give
right.
it
Who
a couple
else?
months. Let's see what happens with it.
Nene Leakes while we're on Meeks.
I
Nene Leakes
love
while we're on
me
Meeks.
some
Nene
Nene
Leakes
Leakes.
while we're on Meeks. So since we're in Vegas, you know she has this spin on Zoomanity. She is also another overnight celebrity.
Absolutely.
And
But it
I
wasn't
think
so overnight for her.
there was a process for her, but she's also one of those things where social networking and reality TV has literally took who she was and kind of made her into
Right.
overnight celebrity.
Absolutely. In that sense, absolutely agree.
I think that Nene Leakes, I have a little bit of knowledge about her. Y'all knew about Zimmerman.
Jeremy Meeks.
Zimmerman. He overnight celebrity too. No shade. I love me some Nene Leakes. I think the blonde is her color. She don't need to go back to no other color. I love her. She's very real. She can be rude. I did meet her at the Bellagio.
Yes.
She was very, very rude.
Uh-huh.
However, she wasn't rude to me. So,
And you know, her being rude is something that I've been seeing posted by a lot of fans. And me personally, that will be an issue for me.
I seen her
regardless
being rude to somebody else.
regardless
I
as
went
it's
up
to me
her
or it's
and said, "Oh
not.
my God, I love you."
Especially.
And she was so nice to me. She took a picture. I didn't post it because I didn't like how I looked.
We've all been in that situation.
But she took the picture with me and was just like, "Okay, well, boo, I'm about to go." But,
Right.
You know, she
you
pushed
got
me
her
along.
prior to her show. You get her after her show. She's tired and don't want to be bothered.
I live for her though.
I do.
I'm assuming I live for her too. I like her. I mean,
He's a following of Housewives of Beverly Hills, so
hashtag Team Lisa Vanderpump.
he's hashtag. What's her name?
Adrian.
Adrian.
But no,
He knows her personally.
I think Nene Leakes is a great example of overnight celebrity who's done very well for herself, taken, I think, very proper and great steps to building a name and building a brand for
And
herself.
a business, correct.
Business, and people have respected her, and let me tell you why. Before she got on the show, she was an actress.
Correct.
She was acting. People respected that. So when she got on the show, it was like an overnight celebrity for her because now everyone really knew who she was. But if you look at back before what she was doing before then, when you start looking back at her history, she was an actress. She was out for auditions, and she was struggling. She had kids, and she was a respectable mom
Right.
who was trying to make it in the entertainment field.
Right.
And that is something that I feel like everyone should stand up for and applaud because she was given an opportunity, went about it a great way, a proper way, and banked upon it.
Right.
She took advantage of the opportunity that was given to her. But if you look back at what she had done before this, she was a respected mom and woman and actress and
was.
doing her thing. So,
She that respected. She was a stripper.
you know, but they're respectable strippers. She
Right,
did what
there's
she had to
Drea.
do to
Everybody
feed-
loves
She
Drea.
fed her kids. She did what she had to
Miami.
do.
She
That was
was a
illegal.
respected stripper.
What?
She was illegal.
She got Chris Brown.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you know, that just goes furthermore
He
into
just got out of jail
overnight.
too. So, I mean,
I mean, furthermore,
that's not a read. Chris Brown, don't come try to beat me up because I will sue you, and then I will have my E-class.
he actually gained a lot of weight.
Catch
And it
that
looks
dirt.
good on him.
Well, guys, I think that's it for this little segment here. We appreciate all of you tuning in, and we will see you all next time.
I said what I said, and I meant it.
It ain't gonna change over here.
Bye, guys.
Bye.